Stop for a moment. Think about all the people you have met in your life. Those who hurt you, those who loved you, those who appeared for a moment, left a mark, and departed. Do you really believe that all of this was a coincidence? Carl Gustav Jung once said, "There are no coincidences, only encounters that were meant to happen." And that's what this film is about. Stay until the end, and you will understand that every person you meet is a mirror of your soul. According to Jung, nothing in this universe happens by chance. Every meeting, every conversation, every glance is a form of communication between your inner world and the outer world. The universe does not speak in words. It speaks through people, through events, through the emotions that move you. And the law of resonance is precisely that language. Everything that exists vibrates. Thoughts, emotions, memories, desires, everything has its own frequency. Your interior is like an instrument that emits energy. It attracts everything that vibrates in the same tone: people, events, situations. Nothing comes to you if there is nothing in you that responds to it. Jung believed that the external world is a projection of the inner world. If there's chaos within you, you will meet people who will reflect this chaos in you. If you have peace within you, you will attract those who carry silence. If you have fear within you, the world will show you its face. But it is not a punishment. This is an invitation. It is the way life leads you to understand yourself. Sometimes you meet someone and you immediately feel a strong connection, as if you have known each other forever. It's not a coincidence. It's the resonance of souls, two energies that meet because they have something to show each other, sometimes to heal oneself, sometimes to learn from each other, and sometimes to remind you who you really are. Some meetings are as delicate as a touch. Others are painful like a wound. But each of them makes sense. Every person who enters your life is a messenger. Some bring you light, others show you shadow. But even those who seem difficult are part of your journey. Jung said that until you become aware of your shadow, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. And the people who hurt you are often those who touch your shadow. Think about it. How many times have you said, "Why do I keep attracting the same kind of people? Why do I keep meeting someone who doesn't respect me, who hurts me?" The answer is simple, because your soul is trying to show you something. As long as you do not understand the lesson, resonance will attract the same vibrations. It is not a punishment. It is a process. Every meeting is an echo of your inner state. The law of resonance is not magic. It is the natural order of the world. The vibrations of your subconscious are like a magnetic field. You do not attract what you want. You attract who you are. Your thoughts are the surface, but your emotions, beliefs, and traumas are the depths. And it is indeed the depth that decides who you meet. Meetings that hurt are special because they show you what is still unhealed within you. When someone arouses anger in you, a sense of rejection, jealousy, it is not he who is the cause. He is a mirror of your invisible wounds. If you dare to look into that mirror, you will understand that nothing happens against you. Everything happens for you. Sometimes the people you meet are like signposts. They appear only for a moment, to guide you in a different direction, and you think it's a waste, that something has ended. But it's just a stage. Meetings are waves that move you towards your destiny. According to Jung, our life is a process of individuation, coming to oneself. And every person you meet is part of this journey. Some teach you love. Others teach boundaries. Some open your heart. Others teach you to protect it. But everyone, absolutely everyone, is your teacher. So the next time you meet someone who shakes your world, instead of asking, "Why him?" ask, "What is this meeting meant to teach me?" In that one moment, your awakening begins. Jung called it synchronicity, a phenomenon in which two seemingly independent events connect with each other in a meaningful way. Coincidence? No. It is the voice of the unconscious that communicates with you through reality. When your inner self matures to a certain lesson, the world immediately responds. You meet a person who says exactly what you needed to hear. You will read a book that perfectly answers your questions. You open a message that changes your way of thinking. It's not a coincidence. It's resonance. It is your soul that speaks through external forms. Look here. Here is what you are looking for. The law of resonance is not just a spiritual metaphor. It is a real psychological mechanism. Your awareness is just the tip of the iceberg, and beneath it, a vast sea of unawareness. in which all experiences, memories, emotions, patterns, and beliefs are recorded. When some part of this depth wants to be heard, it attracts people and situations into your life that reflect it. Jung said, "What you need to understand will return to you in a new form until you learn this lesson." And that's exactly why certain relationships repeat themselves, the same patterns, just different faces. But the soul does not relent. As long as you do not heal the source of pain within yourself, you meet people who show it to you. Sometimes someone appears only for a moment, but leaves a mark for a lifetime. And you don't understand why, but these meetings are like sparks, short but strong. Because not everyone is a companion for you. Some are just there to wake you up. In every meeting there is an energy exchange. You give something, you receive something. Sometimes it is words, sometimes emotions, and sometimes just a glance that changes everything. That's why some meetings are so intense. On the level of the soul, an exchange takes place that your mind cannot comprehend. Whenever you feel that someone is evoking strong emotions in you, positive or negative, know that it is a sign. Strong emotions are always a gateway, because no one can touch something that is not within you. If you feel anger, it means that there is a place within you that recognizes that anger. If you feel fascination, it is because you have encountered a reflection of something you have forgotten within yourself. That's why Jung said that every person you meet is your shadow or your light. All the people in your life are projections of aspects of your own soul. Some show you what is clear to you. Others show what you have not accepted yet. The law of resonance works regardless of whether you believe in it or not. It's like the law of gravity. You don't have to understand it for it to work. If you are in the vibration of fear, you will attract situations that will confirm this fear. If you are in a vibration of gratitude, you will start meeting people who will open doors for you where you previously saw a wall. Therefore, Jung taught that the best way to change the world is not to fight against what is external, but to work with what is internal. If you want the people around you to be calmer, you be the calm. If you want love to appear in your life, stop resonating with the fear of rejection. As long as you fear loss, you attract loss. As long as you fear loneliness, you meet those who remind you of it. Your inner self is a magnet, but not one that attracts what you desire, only one that attracts what is consistent with you. So if you want your relationships to be different, you must become different. It's not about changing behaviors, but about changing the energy that flows from you. You see, what you attract is always in alignment with your vibration. The people you meet are therefore like indicators. They show you the frequency at which you are living now. If you meet people who inspire you, support you, uplift you, it means that your energy is pure, open, ready for growth. But if you still encounter those who exploit you, ignore you, betray you, then they are not the problem. It is a sign that somewhere inside you still carry the vibrations of lack, fear, and lack of self-belief. There is nothing wrong with it. It's just information. The universe does not judge, does not punish, does not reward. It simply reflects like a mirror. In this mirror, you can see who you really are at that moment. The biggest mistake we make is escaping from those mirrors. We blame others instead of looking within ourselves. But if you have the courage to look, if you ask yourself the question, why does it resonate with me? Then you stop being a victim. You start being a creator. For every relationship is a form of soul therapy. You meet people who press your wounds not to hurt you, but to finally heal you. And when, instead of reacting from pain, you react from presence, something changes. The resonance shifts. You no longer attract people who hurt, only those who reflect your new light. With each step on the path of awareness, your encounters become increasingly subtle. You start to attract people who grow with you, instead of those who drag you down. You no longer need lessons through pain. Now you learn through love. But remember, even when it seems to you that someone has hurt you, it was still a form of love. But only through the experience of contrast can you understand what you really want. Everyone who appears in your life gives you a gift. Sometimes beautiful, sometimes difficult, but always necessary. If these words have stirred something in you, if you felt that what I am saying concerns you, write a comment. Do you see? The law of resonance does not work for you to suffer, but for you to awaken. And when you really understand this, you start to live differently. You no longer ask, why is this happening to me? But what does it show me? Then you become an observer, not a victim. And that is precisely the moment of transformation. Because when you start to look at people not as random passers-by, but as mirrors that help you know yourself, then every contact becomes sacred. Every glance becomes a conversation of souls. Over time, you start to notice synchronicities. People appear who say the words you were just thinking about, signs that confirm your intuition, coincidences that lead you exactly where you were meant to end up. It's not magic, it's resonance. It's a sign that your inner self and outer self have started to cooperate. Jung believed that when a person is in harmony with their soul, the universe begins to cooperate with them. Meetings that previously seemed random become signposts. You feel that you are being led. This is the moment when you stop fighting against fate. You understand that fate is not something that happens to you. It is something you create in every moment with your consciousness. Then you begin to understand that everything you are experiencing is part of one great dialogue between you and life. There are no random words. There are no random glances. There are no random meetings. Every person who crosses your path has an answer. Sometimes the answer to a question you haven't had time to ask yet. Sometimes for a desire that you are just beginning to feel. And sometimes to the wound that your soul finally wants to heal. You start to notice that every energy you send out returns to you, not to punish you, but to make you aware. If you enter the world with a closed heart, you attract people who show you how it hurts. If you go through life with openness, you attract those who also carry openness. The universe knows no morality, it only knows resonance. You do not attract good or evil, you attract what resonates with you. Jung said that every person lives in two worlds, in the external world in which they operate, and in the inner world in which they feel. The law of resonance is a bridge between these two worlds. What you feel inside materializes on the outside, not always immediately, but inevitably. Therefore, if you want to change the world around you, stop starting with others. Start from within, from the way you react, from the emotions you nurture, from the thoughts you cultivate. Each of them is a seed that will bloom into reality at some point. Jung claimed that our unconscious content attracts people to us who represent it. If you still encounter people who control you, there may be a part of you that still does not know how to be free. If you attract those who hurt you, perhaps your soul is asking you to finally stop hurting yourself. And if you keep attracting someone who leaves you, it may be because you still can't stay with yourself. Resonance is not punishment. It is a hint that the world is a mirror of your consciousness, and awareness is what truly creates your life. Sometimes, however, someone appears who changes everything, a meeting that is so deep that you can't forget about it. You know that something has happened, although you can't explain it. These are the souls we have known for a long time, with whom we share the path in many dimensions of existence. They do not come by chance. They appear when your energy is ready for the next stage. Such meetings always open something in you. Sometimes they teach love. Sometimes they teach boundaries. Sometimes they come only to teach you that you can love even when you have to leave. Some souls accompany you throughout your life, others only for a moment. But they are all part of the same process, the maturing of consciousness. In Jung's language, this is precisely individuation, the road to oneself through relationships, emotions, suffering, love, and understanding. In every relationship, there is a lesson. Each lesson leads you to greater awareness. And awareness? This is the only goal of the soul. When you achieve it, you start to look at people differently. You do not judge. You don't divide them into good and bad. You just see. You see that everyone acts from their level of understanding, from their pain, from their light. And then compassion appears. Compassion is not pity. It is the understanding that we are all reflections of one source, that everyone who has hurt you also suffers, that everyone who loved you did it the best they could, and that you yourself are part of the same circle. You begin to send out a different energy, a calm one, pure, conscious, and the world responds differently. Instead of chaos, harmony appears. Instead of random people, those who bring meaning. The law of resonance knows no emptiness. The vibration you send out always returns, just in a different form. Therefore, if you want your life to be full of good meetings, nurture what is good within you, not because it is moral, but because it is effective. If you are grateful, you resonate with abundance. If you are calm, you resonate with harmony. If you are authentic, you resonate with people who do not play games. At some point, you will understand something even deeper, that the law of resonance does not work only between you and other people. It also works between you and life itself. Life responds to your emotions. If you approach it with fear, it reflects fear. If with trust, it gives you trust. If with an open heart, it reveals its beauty. You don't meet anyone by chance. But also, nothing that happens to you is accidental. Every situation is a message from the soul. The question is only whether you will learn to read it. Jung said that the meaning of life is not in escaping from pain, but in understanding it. It also applies to people. Don't run away from those who move you. Look at what touches you, because where you feel the greatest resistance, there the biggest lesson awaits. And when you understand that everything that comes is a part of your journey, then fear disappears, because you are no longer afraid of the world. You know that whatever appears brings a gift, and if something ends, it is only because the vibration has changed. This is freedom. Freedom from accidents, from chaos, from the question, why me? For you already know that nothing happens to you. Everything happens for you. And then you look into the eyes of another person differently, not like the face of a stranger, but like into a mirror in which you see a fragment of yourself. And you feel gratitude because you know that even the briefest encounter could have been necessary for the entire universe, for you to understand something about love, about fear, about yourself. And maybe right now, as you hear this, someone you met recently comes to your mind. Maybe it wasn't a coincidence. Maybe this person came to open your heart. Maybe they came for you to remember that nothing is meaningless. The universe is too wise to act randomly. Everything that happens is part of a larger order, and you are also a part of it. So don't be afraid of what is coming. Don't regret what is leaving. Everything is in its place, and the people you meet are exactly those you need right now. Because you never meet anyone by chance.